Hello. Hello. Anybody in there? I said hello. Is anybody in there? Hey guys, bam. Let's open that door up. Savage AF, you know what it is. Forget your feelings, guys. Facts matter. I'll be your solo host today. Sorry, just got out the shower. Fresh off out the gym. Didn't have time for hair and makeup. This is a Dro Solo edition. I'm your boy Black Pedro. Holding it down. Oh, my mother made it. No other Miranda. What up, though? Shangadang couldn't be in the building today, as we told you yesterday, so I want to hear your shit. Okay. Let me get some more lighting in here. Now, the good thing about the earbuds is I'm not tethered to the computer, and you can still hear me while I walk around the house. Matter of fact, I might go do some dishes. That being said, y'all, Savage AF, we or one of us or none of us are here for you Monday through Friday, live on YouTube and Facebook at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, typically. Okay. No guarantees. Like I said, life hits you fast sometimes, but typically we're here for you Monday through Friday, like I said. Now, if you ever miss us live, oh man, just the hard part about the drill solos, y'all, is I got to do all the technical stuff too. If you ever miss a solo, you're a meth monkey. You know what I'm saying? Drugs have taken over your life. You need to turn it around. First step one, admit you have a problem. Step two, follow us on YouTube. You see it? You see, oh, wait, here come another one. There you go, right there. YouTube.com/C/SavageAF World, all one word. And we have all our shows archived there. So if you ever miss us live, you can catch us there. I bumped the stand and now it's shaking. Sorry. Not an earthquake, don't worry, y'all. But thanks for your concern. Again, when you get to the YouTube page, guys, it's not a passive event. You got shit to do. When you get to the YouTube page, make sure you ding, ding. Okay, ring the bell. Also, you can do it however you want to, but I didn't mean to do that. There we go. Now listen, in addition to YouTube, some of y'all are allergic to it. You don't play that game. I see how you do. You might be a Facebook junkie. Either way, still a junkie. But when you're on Facebook, you can hit us at savage.a.f. There's two periods in there, in between the A and F, and then after the F. savage.a.f. Okay. Make sure you hit them with that. Damani Jones, welcome to it, man. It's a Dro Solo edition. I'm gonna do a quick one for y'all today, man, because it's hard to just ramble on by yourself. I know the other day I said men shouldn't keep diaries, but then I realized, this show is kind of like my diary. But yeah, still don't write it down, though, fella. I could defend these little videos, but somebody finds your diary, it's over, dog. They're gonna find out you like Teletubbies or whatever. Ev Gatlin's in the building. Weapons check. You know what it is, man. Also, very, very important. It's pretty much the only thing keeping comedians alive these days. It's the most important thing in the world. The gram, Insta, the IG. Follow at Black Pedro, at Comedian Shang. That's a G on the end, y'all. Shang. You know what it is, man. All right. It's a Dro Solo edition. Yep. AJ Fit, you know what it is. Dro Solo. Lady D Banks, thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all, man. So yeah, let's get into it. I don't have no run up for y'all. I just have a run my mouth for y'all. It is 3:11 p.m. on the West Coast, Wednesday, January 4th, 2020. Trizzle, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Roger Stacker, welcome to it. How time is flying. We're in the fourth day of 2023 already. Where did the time go? All right, man. So, you know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna just run my little mouth for a minute about today's events. But it seems, against all odds, uh, sorry, I should have put this in here already. Um, but against all odds, today, not just the GOP, but that right wing MAGA crazy butt faction, or at least most of it is. Um, they had me asking today, who that nigga on that nag? Who is that nigga on that nag? Today, out of nowhere, this is a surprise to me. Let me bring up the brother's name and shit. This one had me, but the GOPers, the never McCarthyers. Okay, there's 20 of them now. So first of all, so I'm talking about Congress, right? And they are trying. The Republicans they've taken over the House. They have the majority, and they're so discombobulated and ramshackled in their minds that they can't come together and elect a leader, a Speaker of the House. Hakeem Jeffries continually keeps on getting, and I think they've done 5 ballots now. Looking to break the record of 9, I guess. But Hakeem Jeffries keeps being the Democratic leader, keeps getting the most votes out of anybody. McCarthy is losing votes at this point. 2 days ago, yesterday he had like 203. It was that 2 days? Yeah, he had like 203, and now he's down to 201. So he's losing money. He's heading in the wrong direction. This ain't working. Now there's 20 never Keviners, never McCarthy. And this is a faction of people led by Lauren Boebert. Matt Gaetz was the one who first dissented from, at least publicly dissented from the whole Kevin McCarthy movement by nominating Jim Jordan. But today they found them a Negro. Who is that nigga on that nag? Lauren Boebert, who gun-toting Barbie, from Colorado. Colorado, that is. She presented this dude. Look, I'm just gonna put it on the screen for y'all. Byron Donalds. Never heard of him. Didn't know they had him. They had a Negro in the closet, I guess, or in the trunk. He's a representative from Florida. Surprise, surprise. And I'm just going to read you Political's description of him really quickly. Like I said, I don't know this Negro. After previously casting his vote for McCarthy in the first 2 votes, Donalds switched his vote to Representative Jim Jordan during the 3rd ballot. The reality is Representative Kevin McCarthy doesn't have the votes, he said. That's a quote from Donalds in a statement after the 3rd round. The sophomore Republican has made waves in the conference, throwing his hat in the ring to be chair of the House GOP conference last year, a bid that he later lost to Representative Elise Stefanik. Donalds was even floated as an alternative McCarthy, with Representative Chip Roy voting single-handedly for the Florida Republican. Chip Roy, by the way, is part of this 20 never Keviners. But, we're at the point now where Byron is now a nominee and has been on the ballot, these last 2 ballots that they did today, both of which Kevin McCarthy utterly failed. Bonnie Chambers, I see you in here. Thank you for doing it. Happy New Year's. Yeah, man. So this has been fun to watch because not only not only is it just fun to watch Kevin McCarthy be completely emasculated, like we've watched him emasculate himself, for a couple of years now, especially over Trumpy Dumpty. But now to see his own party doing it to him from the Trumpy Dumpty people, the very Trumpy Dumpty people that he sucked up to and gave too much power to in the first place by ignoring and not doing shit about him. Hey, now they got him by the one ball that he has left. Oh, one ball Willie, Kevin McCarthy. McCarthy has he has lost his balls. Bonnie Chambers, I hope H. Jeffries wins this. Something I found out today because now I didn't quite understand it. Maybe if anybody else knows, please chime in on the comment section. We love y'all for it. But there was something that happened today. I think. Oh, so some Republicans actually, or maybe just one, but somebody on the Republican side, instead of choosing either candidate, they just said present, which is basically like abstaining from the vote or just saying, no, not this motherfucker. And I think when that happens, please correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody knows, that ends up lowering the threshold. So now instead of 218, they need 217 to win. And if that trend kept happening, like let's say a few more Republicans did that, because let's say it gets to the point where it's just Kevin McCarthy and these other unelectable motherfuckers, they might just be like, "Fuck it, I'm out. I'm not gonna vote for Jeffries, but I'm not voting for these motherfuckers either. I'm just present." If that were to happen with a few more Republicans, then I think that would lower the threshold down to the 212 that Jeffries already needs or already has. I'm sorry. So there actually is a path. Yeah, he Bonnie he keeps getting consistently 212. That must be the number of Democrats in the House. And so his number has not changed. And unless Republicans defect to start voting for him, it probably won't. But if enough Republicans basically abstain from the vote just by announcing that they're present rather than choosing anybody, I believe that lowers the threshold. So if enough of them do that, it would eventually lower that threshold down to 212. Bing, 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 bing. We have a winner. Yeah, my mother says 212 is the number of Dems. So, that completely makes sense. And also just shows the absolute complete unity that the Democrats have now, which, is a stark difference between the chaos and bedlam that's occurring within the GOP. And again, like I said yesterday, that whole scenario seems to be a complete 180 of what was going on during the Trump era, where the GOP was so unified behind it didn't matter. Racist, sexist, xenophobic, treasonous. It did. They all got on it, baby. They jumped right in. And the Democrats, between the left and the moderate Democrats, there was friction was going on, and there was a bit of infighting, I think. But now that's all over. That's done, at least for now. So the Republicans are the ones in disarray. Roger Stacker says Kevin is a disgruntled Republican squatter that moved into the House Speaker's office. Oh, I did hear that, man. I heard that he obviously, presumptively, and prematurely moved his things into the Speaker's office, and they have since asked him to get your shit, get the fuck out. You ain't got to go home, but nigga, you ain't about to live here. Yeah. Bonnie Chambers says Jeffries needs 216 to win. So according to Bonnie, it sounds like 216 is the new threshold. 2 days ago, it was 218 when everybody was participating. But I think if people drop out, it lowers the threshold. So yeah, Bonnie, I think most of us here in this audience are with you on that. It would be history. I don't believe that the House of Representatives has ever been led by a black person. And correct me if I'm wrong, but since it's America, I just feel like we're still in first black lands. You know what I mean? Like we we got a lot of first blacks to go. Uh, uh, so my mom says 218 needed to win, but mother, as of today, they talked about a lower threshold. And like I was saying, I think it's because some Democrats are voting present instead of choosing a candidate, which is like abstaining, I guess. Um, you're saying whether by present or actual. I'm telling you, ma, don't. Let's not fight on my show. But I saw it today on the seat. So one of them said that the threshold is now 217. I don't understand why, obviously, but they talked about the possibility of the threshold lowering to the 212 that um, Jeffries already has. So um, I'm gonna buck my mom and flag her for misinformation. No, but the last I heard is that the new threshold was 217. I agree, mother. The original one was 218, absolutely. But I heard of a new threshold of 217 and the possibility of that lowering to 212, which would give Jeffries the win, or maybe some Republicans defect. You know what I mean? Out of disgust for the whole process. Who knows? But either way, every day so far that they voted, um, Jeffries has been in the lead, and his number has not changed. And you know, Democrats aren't about to defect from that. So he's in a strong position at this point, and is still the top vote getter, out of anybody. So that's what it is. Oh, see, every now and then, my mom listens to me. She says we're actually saying the same thing now, 217 because of present. That's what I thought. All right, cool. So yes, so just to reiterate, as we understand it, as more and more Republicans vote present, present instead of choosing one of the candidates, that will lower the threshold. So since one Republican today voted present instead of making a choice, it now lowers the threshold to 217 instead of 218. So what we need, like five more Republicans to do that? Possible. I don't know. Either ways, Hakeem Jeffries is sitting pretty, no problems here. So, and he is the leader. He'll either be Speaker of the House or Minority Leader, but either way, he is sitting pretty, looking good. And like Shane was saying, one of, if not one of the most solid brothers out there, and a righteous voice for the people. Um, but on the other side, these other motherfuckers just aren't righteous. And it is a funny game that these the never Keviners is what I like to call them. They call them Never McCarthy, but somehow never Keviners sounds good to me. And again, these are people like Andy Biggs, Arizona, Dan Bishop, North Carolina, Lauren Boebert, Colorado, Josh Breachin, Oklahoma, Michael Cloud, Texas, Clyde from Georgia, Crane from Arizona, Donalds, Florida, Gaetz, Florida, Good, Virginia, Gosar from Arizona. That crazy motherfucker. This motherfucker right here is out of his fucking mind. I guarantee you, he has a drawer full of possum heads. Guaranteed. Fuck your feelings. Facts matter. Savage AF. You know what it is. This is one of the craziest motherfuckers out there. Paul Gosar is when he talks, he'd be like, I'm like, he about to turn into a fucking alien. I've seen enough Marvel movies. He's been possessed by demonic spirits. I'm not gonna read them all to you, but I'm gonna say there's a lot of Floridian in here, a lot of Texas, a lot of the South. Those representatives from the South, they're They're on this never Kevin'er path, but I don't really understand the game because they don't have an answer. You know what I mean? They're like, no, not that. It's like, well, then what? And they're like, nigga from Florida? It's like nobody knows this nigga. This nigga ain't about to get the votes. Jim Jordan, he don't want the job. This is crazy. Yeah, that was a big story too. My mother says his siblings don't support Goza. Yeah, like all of his siblings have renounced this nigga. They don't even leave an empty setting at the Thanksgiving table. They just invited George from next door, who be by himself every year. You know what I'm saying? Like fuck Paul, George, you can have a seat. You know. Um, Miss Adverb is late for class. Let me see some push-ups. Um, but yeah, we are asking Miss Adverb since you just got here, who that nigga on that nag? Looks like Lauren Boebert and Matt Gaetz have a black friend. And I also think this is a funny trend. It's like this reminds me of, although from what I've heard out of Donald's mouth, he doesn't sound like Herschel Walker, but party wise, I feel like this is a a similar move where it's like, oh, Georgia likes Negroes now. Oh, well, we've got one. Herschel, run, go run, right? And the Democrats very smoothly handed over power from Nancy Pelosi, who had been in power since the 1800s, right? They handed over smoothly power from Nancy Pelosi to Hakeem Jeffries, and a few other new generational representatives. No problem. Just that hand it on over, hand it on over. Um, And when I think when the Republicans see the Democrats, being able to, you know, have a black leader, they're like, oh, well, if we don't want, where's our Negro? Don't we have one? What's his name? Donald what? Donald's his last name. Oh, okay, Donald Duck, whatever. Get him out here. Byron Donalds from Florida. Um, Miss Adverb says that's a lie. It's an AI. Those have been going around now. No, man, I'm telling you, I don't think this Negro is a robot. Um, I think it's a real live human Negro, a real live human Negro um, of the Floridian type. Again, I don't know. I never heard of this nigga in my life, so I don't know who that nigga on that nag. That's why that popped into my head because I'm like, who the fuck is this? And then to have Lauren Boebert, nominating him, I'm like, gun-toting Barbie, little, racist mountain Barbie. Come on, girl. Don't. We know you done found you a monkey to dance, but stop the accordion music. Nobody's paying for that shit. Lady Hazel May, what's going down? I see you. You're late for class, girl. I need some jumping jacks. Get to it. Yeah, Evelyn Gatlin. They must have some kind of Negro shed or something. She says, go get your Negro out of the utility closet. He's right next to the Asian that we use at tax time. It's like, what the fuck? I don't get it. But well, I absolutely get it. But I'm like, wow, they really think this shit gonna work. Either way, man, I got some popcorn, man. I'm ready for this one. I didn't think anything was gonna be longer than like a Marvel movie or Avatar or some shit. But they really going for it. The drama is building. And I hope you guys are enjoying it too. But ultimately, um, I think it was Bonnie who was pushing it. Ultimately, I think all of us would like to. Ms. Aber said they got him off Amazon. What kind of search do you do on Amazon for a Byron Donalds, like nag Negroes, 2-day shipping? You just found the link. We'll post the link, Miss Adverb. If you want you a nag Negro like Byron Donalds, then come on down. Um, He's a head leader of Alien Nation. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, Miss Chambers. But they found them one. They got them one. But ultimately, we'd like to see a real ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? The homie in there, Hakeem Jeffries, the honorable Hakeem Jeffries. Uh, and so far over 3 days of voting, he is, he's the closest. So it doesn't seem so far fetched, especially the way the GOP is absolutely floundering. And you know, and what's interesting is that these never Keviners have gained a little ground, but don't have a viable candidate of their own to counter McCarthy. So their votes are just in limbo, doing nothing. Ms. Albert says they found all those votes. They was under a table. Hey, Kevin McCarthy, did you look under the table? There might be some votes under there. Or check the thermometers. They might be Japanese thermometers affecting the vote. Yeah. So yeah, that's just what it is. Hakeem Jeffries for Speaker of the House, and for me, this would be history because I didn't even realize that the minority leader could be Speaker of the House. Right? I literally thought that the whatever party was in majority held a vote within themselves to elect the Speaker of the House because they held the majority, but that's not it. The Speaker of the House seat is open to any representative. Historically, it's been obvious that the party in power is going to elect one of their guys and or women to go ahead and lead the party. So nobody was really expecting, but McCarthy he don't have it. Another interesting thing, say what you want to about Nancy Pelosi, she never had these problems because she 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 never went to the table without the votes. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't really know what Kevin McCarthy thought either. In terms of like he had to have known he's at a threshold below what he needs, and that he's not getting them. That he's not like that he's not going to have the votes. I mean, it was even predicted in the media. So I'm not sure really where his mind is at either, or that he has a mind. I hate to be presumptuous. Yeah. Miss Adverb says, just white people could be speaker. It seems historically that it's been that way, but times are changing now. I don't go telling folk this. Talk about freedom and everything. Gonna get us all killed. But we could have a black leader. We could have a black leader in the house, inside the house. Not no field representative, but a real house representative inside. Not even in the kitchen, girl. At the table. Yes, sir. Uh, Miss Adverb says Kevin McCarthy backward is nigga on a nag. I see. I didn't even see. I wasn't on the Da Vinci Code shit that you on right now, but she breaking down the symbols and everything. I appreciate that. But yeah, guys, that's all I wanted to hit y'all with today. Was just a little bit of fun and games, a little lightness and laughter over this loser named Larry, no, named Kevin, but who can't. He just can't. He can't get the big bow. Get off the pot because you ain't shitting. And now the never Keviners have a Negro never Keviner. Um, they own nigga on the neck. So, and I'm glad your dyslexia has helped us solve a mystery, Miss Adverb. It's I wouldn't think of it as an affliction, but more of a gift. But you have other afflictions, though. You do have afflictions, girl. It's something sometimes with you. But we love you though. And I love all y'all, man. Thanks for hanging with me today. Again, this was just a short one for y'all. Dro solo, I don't like to, sometimes I get into the whole hour, but sometimes it just, I get lonely, you know. Hello? Oh, I hear. But my mother agrees with me, and we've talked about this, and this would set Shang off on the whole thing. But I do believe my mother's right here. For one thing, they are pulling away from Trump, and that is it. Laurita, what's up, Laura? I see you, baby. Mwah. Much love. What up, though? Thank y'all for joining in. I appreciate it, man. Shang will be back here tomorrow. I'll be back here with him. And we'll hit y'all with another Savage AF, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Listen, guys. Listen, guys. All right. I mistakenly just said listen, gays. That that's gonna bite me in the ass. I'm pretty sure. And I'm not into ass biting. So, but listen, guys and girls, women, folk, they, pronounless people, my brethren and sisterin and otherins. We love you guys. Make sure. Oh shit, the cops are here. I gotta go. But we'll be back here at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. In the meantime, in between time, please stay black if you are. Don't be black if you're not. Keep your finger out your nose, man. Just